All right. So we should be live. Or going live in a couple seconds. Hope everyone's doing well, of course. I played quite a few matches off camera the other day. I was... well, I mean, if you saw the last stream, you saw that my battery died on my controller right before we... excuse me. Right before we got into like our 5th match or so, we were not able to keep playing, but we were having some fun playing that silly aggron team. And then I think I just like built this later that night while I was messing around, and it really wasn't that good, but it was funny. This actually was good. I mean, it's obviously gonna be good because it's just an adaptation of my Blastoise team, which was... the Blastoise team was literally a team of 4. It was Blastoise, Wims, Garchomp, and Meowscarada, and we were like, alright, this is getting us by. And I think Ceruledge definitely helps with the Torkoal Trick Room matchup, and Sylveon is also just, you know, a good Pokemon. So this team we've already seen. Excuse me. We only saw it for like 4 matches though, right? So we've only seen this team really like as much as we've seen that Aggron team. Sorry, I gotta remember to mute myself when I do that. I don't know why I always get the sniffles like right before I do this. Something that I do want to do though is just kind of see what we can pull on the spice department. See what we can pull in the spice department. Okay. That's actually a pretty nice pull. Torterra is a cook. Torterra is kind of a cook, let's be honest. Let's be very honest with your mates. I bought a bunch of stuff in this game, like, the other day. I forget what I bought. Like, clothes. Not really that worth it, like, it's fine. So this is actually something I was kind of interested in trying. We've got our friend Garganargus here. What can I say about Garg right now? Like, I think this format... excuse me. I think this format is generally kind of aggressive right now. And for that reason, like, Garg is not seeing as good of success as it naturally might otherwise, but I'm not saying it can't be good. I wouldn't mind a Raichu, but I think the times where I will use it are very few and far between compared to how it looks. Cleaver we obviously have seen doing pretty well recently, which I feel like things always like end up doing well that like I looked at and I'm like, this looks cool. Like, I don't know if I want to commit to it, but it looks cool. Sorry, I have like a, I guess it's just a newly forming hair. Or like a, yeah. Just felt weird. Crab. It does Blastoise things without being Blastoise, like, I guess. What can you really say? I don't remember. I do think that like Mega Blastoise is probably stronger than Qualter, so that's what I'm gonna say. Mega Absol could be interesting, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's definitely not what I would generally lean towards. But I'm not saying it couldn't be interesting. I think right now I'm definitely going between Garg and like Raichu, this and this. I have a shiny claw, but I like having things like in this game actually, so that I don't have to deal with sending them back and forth. I kinda like, I kinda don't know how Garg would function in this game. Like, it does get Iron Defense Body Press, so you could run like leftovers with Salt Cure, Iron Defense Body Press, Recover. I actually do have quite a few of these. Alright, so let's just kind of take a look at Garg real quick. If we were to do like a careful nature, so definitely Salt Cure, definitely Recover, and then it's just, if we want, we could do Iron Defense Body Press. But I think more than likely more than likely you just run like the normal set of like Salt, Cure, Recover, Wide Guard. What is it? Yeah, Wide Guard, Protect, right? I do think this set could be really interesting. I just think it needs to be on the right team, and that's kind of the problem, right? Because you obviously can't start this in front of Fake Out, and then you like can't do it into quite a bit of other things too, so. Yeah. Because if anything, what you would have to do is replace Recover for Protect, and then just run like a Citrus Berry or something. I'm just gonna do this for now. Because I don't actually know if I want to start using Garganacl. I kind of want to do something saucy. So was I think that's such a crazy moveset, I swear. What was I thinking? So I was thinking Sinistcha, Arbok, Dragapult, I can just give it either a Dragon Fang or a Sash or something. And then I had one other Pokemon that was like in my mind that I was like, this is for this team, like, even though this team does not look good right now. It was something that counters dragons, I think, a little better, because like, or maybe something that counters ground. I don't know. Whatever it was, it's definitely something that's in my boxes. And we do technically have Rotom as our guy. For today's vid, but we have to use this version. So let's think. It's not ready to rip. Hmm. Okay, so I just have a couple Pokemon that are like not trained yet. And because of that, I can't really use them on this team if I wanted to use them in a very specific type of way. Excuse me. Do we keep up the no. Do we keep up the chaos? I do think we could keep doing Kangaskhan. I'm not saying we can't. Scrappy. Heliolisk is fun, but probably not for this team. I have to sneeze. I had something in mind that I was like... Oh, technically it was Sinistra. I was thinking Sinistra and Arbok cover each other really well. And, besides that, it might have just been Dragapult that I had my mind on because I want to run, Psychic Fangs. Now, this team does have 0 protects right now, and that is definitely something that I'm wary of. But we do need our Mega slot. And as much as I'd love to say that I want to use Blastoise again, we've kind of been using it quite a lot. This team doesn't really need Venusaur. I don't really think I want to do Aerodactyl or Frostlass. Gengar's not the right typing. I did say Peppers, but we just don't have the Peppers ready. Yeah, we have a super weird set on the Peps right now. Excuse me. And what that leaves us with is Dragonite or like we could do like Mega Shark. We could do Mega T-Tar. Hold on. Sorry. Train. Okay, so we'll figure it out. We don't have the right ability, technically, to run no fake out. So we just have like a complete no fake out team. Except that we have 2 ghosts and we have a fake out of our own. And Arbok. Don't forget Arbok. So yeah, like I was saying, there's a couple Pokemon that have been on some people's radars, which I like, but I have not, what would I say? A couple Pokemon that have been on people's radars, which I like. But, I never really committed to using, I guess. So here I'm definitely thinking that we don't have a team built for King Gambit. So that's gonna be quite a problem. We could do something crazy like starting Ninetales Dragonite with Kang. Arbok isn't bad here, it's just like awkward. Yeah. Especially when you consider that they have King Gambit. Yeah, Sneasel Wound is fine. Just Quick Blizzard. And whatever. This feels like the wrong play, kind of, but like, I want to pressure them if they click Fake Out. That's fine. So I think this Blizzard should do enough that the E-Speed... Ugh. I don't think the E-Speed clears Sneasler, but at the same time, it is pretty... No, it definitely doesn't, because think about the way they're trained, right? Let's bring in Kang, and let's just send a... freaking Fire Blast. Like, that kind of sucks. Burn? That kind of sucks. Okay, but good thing is we can click Fake Out and we can click E-Speed. Alright, so we're actually not doing too bad here. It's a little awkward, but we're still kind of in this. That's not good. Because they probably have, yeah, Charizard. What we have to do, kind of, is just sack run the Venu. I feel you. Jeez. I feel like I could have called that, I guess. Alright, so their Tailwind Hooters out, which is nice. We can... What can we really do here? Like... Because the problem is that we just, like, I don't think we have the proper damage left. Yeah, we land the Wisp. That's so trash, dude. Like, come on. That's literally the one thing that loses us this. Like... Like, I get it. It's 85% accurate. This is why you don't run Fire Blast, technically. But it's just like, you know, I would have liked to see how that was going. Like, I would have liked to know how much the Fire Blast does. Like, you know? It is what it is. Mega Venu and Mega T-Tar. I'll coil. You wanna play coil, I'll coil, Muggy. So what could I actually start that would be a little bit better than that? I don't know. I think Ninetales feels like an okay start. We definitely need to consider a little more the type of moves that we have on this team, because, like, I kind of just chose these Pokemon, and I didn't really think about how the combination of their moves works well, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't even have anything on this team to beat Tyranitar, you know? Like, Tyranitar just works. Everything I have, you know? Right, that was certainly a move on my part, you know. So let's click Coil. Let's click Blizzard. This can freeze. You wanna freeze the Milo? No? Alright, well. I kind of feel like they're gonna coil. No, they actually go for Skull. Which, because I gave them the competitive get. Okay. So that should probably just seal our fate, and we get flinch GG's. So it's not even like I had a bad start there. Well, Arbok was the wrong choice, obviously, so that's wrong. But I'm definitely already, you know, kind of had on the team. We just need to be really careful. And it looks like my internet might have just... Never mind. That's damage. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Scarf Serena to actually just do that. So technically I should have doubled the Milo, which is on me for not doing. Now, what can I do? Now I basically have to hope that Dragon Claw KOs. But even that doesn't really guarantee me anything. Because obviously we're in a kind of bad position. Excuse me. Okay, so I really just wanted to see if that was going to kill him. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised, yeah, but that didn't feel like a perfect play from our opponent. I'll just save you the time here. So there's quite a bit that needs to be done to that team, obviously, to make it work. And I would say that my general selection of Pokemon that I have ready right now is pretty limited, so, you know. I think the teams that I would like to use at the moment are definitely like this team. And then if I wanted to make a really serious ladder climb, we could bring back my Mega T-Tar team. Oh, sorry, there you go. Okay, and what was the last Gussie, which I am not seeing for whatever reason in my boxes? There it is. The thing about Garchomp, though, is that Garchomp technically needs to be fixed. So we can try the Scarf Chomp on this team. It's not supposed to be a Scarf Chomper. It's supposed to be like anything else, I guess. But maybe the Scarf Chomp will be good. I don't know. We just need to kind of start getting some VP back if we want to be able to do anything. Alright, this is a cook for sure. We got the Chimecho. So our opponent definitely has some things they can do that are going to be annoying for us. Scarf Chomper is going to be pretty good here. Scarf Chomper is going to be good, and so is Corviknight. Except for the Dragonite is going to be scary. So I do think that's going to be good. And then I generally don't bring Sneasler if I'm not bringing it in the front, but like really I think I'm just worried about the Chimecho, right? Yeah, so Chimecho Sneasler is not a surprise. I'm going to go for Stomper. Okay. So you have to either let me set up with you, or, yeah, I mean... an interesting choice for sure. That can mirror bounce back. No? Let's try to get an Oko here. Or not an Oko, but you get it. Nice. Okay, cool. So Garchomp gone. Fast comes out. It's a little scary. Let's we might live this, yeah. Just core of things, you know? So I do need to keep targeting this Sneezy Breezy. And depending on how much the Thunderbolt does will determine whether or not I go for... Big gun fort for you, mate. You know that Brave Bird's coming. Yeah, so Corviknight just looked really good into this matchup, if I'm gonna be honest. It's a big unfort for you, mans, like I said. Yeah. GG's. GG's. I mean, we had Mega T-Tar in the back, so, you know, it's pretty easy to just click knock off and technically Dragon Claw, you know. Okay. Chicken Skill. Chicken Skill? Is that their name? Do you have chicken skill? Is this what you're telling me? Okay, so Scarf Chomper was definitely like not bad there, but it was not like, it was awkward for sure. So let's think here. I don't hate starting Rotom Shark with Corn and Insane. Rotom Shark Corn Insane. I mean, hey, like, you ever heard of easier plant? Like, Chicken Skill. They do have scary stuff, let's be honest. Like, yeah, for Blastoise, we will be benefiting with having Disquake though, because we can guaranteed do damage to both things. So we make the Blastoise less scary, and we you know, start chipping away their setup. Their Trick Room setup, I guess. So they are going to decide to go for that. I would not have done that if I was you. Disquake time, boys. That hurts. Okay. Imagine if I had switched in an Incin there, like... I'm gonna say now. Yeah, so they're gonna go for the Ore Sphere. That's... oh my god, dude, like... can you like, maybe give me a break? Like... trash. I'm not even gonna say that that crit changed everything, but it definitely changed quite a bit. Cause like, I would still have multiple Pokemon left, you know what I mean? Like, they'd be forced to bring out Torkoal or something, right? And then they don't have a way to adequately damage T-Tar. Like, they just don't. So technically I could have called it, right? And I could have said, okay, like, they're obviously going to they're obviously gonna do that. And so I don't even need to protect. But the way that I look at it is like, I don't know. Whenever I lose to a crit, it's just not like worth... It's not content that's usually worth me showing. Like, it depends. Like, if it's a really good match, it might be, but like, I like to show content that you can learn from. You know what I mean? So like, if I make a really bad play in the last turn, you know, and like, you know, we had a match like that where I literally like didn't click the buttons in time. You know, it's dumb, but it's like, you know what, like, sometimes that's what it takes to not make dumb plays. Okay. So what do we do here? Disquake is not really a good start, if I'm being honest. I think this feels like kind of right. With Sneasler. Corviknight could be good here. I'm not saying it couldn't. But it needs to be careful. I think this looks more like a Gengar game than a Floette game. To actually do that, so I guess they're going Floette. There's a really good chance that, like, I just get one shot by Wave Crash this turn though, right? So what up, Octavio, though? I don't know if you're still here, but I feel like it's been a while, maybe, like, question mark. Yeah, so that's kind of why I was afraid to make this play. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not actually making a good lead versus Bastard Legion. And they probably have... Okay, they actually have that. That's fine. So I just couldn't remember if I did enough damage with Rock Slide. This discharge should not do enough. So I would argue that I did not make the right play there, and I should have just gone for Fake Out Rock Slide. But we do have a Disquake coming their way. I mean, you haven't even KO'd anything yet, like... That's... I could have technically switched out, like, I mean... Okay. We're probably gonna lose. Yeah, they did decide to go Floette, like I was saying. Which means... well, we do get the White Herb proc. So there's that. Let's double protect. I wonder if they would have made the wrong play this turn and faked out my Sneasler. Because I could have clicked Fake Out, Floette, and Hydro Pump. They did! Wow! They made the wrong play. That's crazy. I mean, it's not that crazy, I guess, but like, small world. I don't know what to call it, like, you know. Yeah. This might KO. No. That's rude. Because this needs to hit now. Alright. So they did have the ability to protect out of that, but they did not try. So this team is not supposed to have Scarf Chomp, and that's something I'm going to think about. This looks a lot like the team that I was just using with Sarledge and the boys. So obviously Scarf Chomp needs to be careful here, but it's not terrible. Same with Corviknight, same with T-Tar. I kind of think that... sorry, I have the hiccups again. I kind of think that Shark T-Tar looks like a good lead here. And then we just need to have a good back. Incin is pretty good into a lot of their team. It just needs to be a little careful. And same with Sneasler. We're gonna see what happens here. We're definitely gonna see. I do think that Incin has become less meta, if that makes sense. And so we're just not really seeing it that much. I mean, it's my Mega, like you know what I mean? This is gonna hurt. I don't know what else to do. The way that I'm looking at this is the worst play for me would be if they I don't know. Yeah, like, because Tyranitar will live a Deagle. Like, and even better, we move first. Double live. That's damage. Nice. So just bad positioning for our opponent there. That's what that came down to. I guess we can switch in Incin this turn and go for the knockoff. Feels a little awkward, but we might live this. No. That is a interesting play. Very good play. Okay. So now I really need to think about what I'm supposed to do here. Okay, so we're definitely kind of cooking here. As long as this doesn't burn, we pretty much should just win. It does. Okay. This is gonna hurt though. This Flare Blitz. So to me, I think that's in range of Yeah, because, like, we know they should do that. So I think right here, I go for... Very sketchy. If they have citrus, I think it's just over. We actually flinched. Alright. Oh, man. Not an easy one, man. Not an easy one. So having the scarf did not really benefit us that much in that one. It did allow me to pressure my opponent in a bit of a different way, I think, based on what their lead was, right? Because I led the T-Tar and the what's-his-face, and I said rock slides and Stompy. This is definitely a cool team. So we need to be very careful, of course, about Infernal Parade Boy. The most infernal of the parades. I feel like this is generally going to be my best lead here with, like, this is actually really strong here. Just needs to be very careful. I kind of think this is my best. Like, we need to be very careful here. They do go Wimsteeds. Go Rotons. Yeah, let's break the sash on Winds if they have it. And let's one-shot them with Flare Blades, maybe. Solid damage there. Can't lie. Bulky Rotom. I don't know if I'll live a Moonblast plus a close combat. I can. Yeah, I can live that. I'd love if they didn't live that, but they do. So they almost definitely would have not lived the Flare Blitz, but then I would have not lived the Flare Blitz. And I don't know if I should call that good or bad. So we got Sneasler. Man down. Heliolisk is definitely scary. It's probably Dry Skin. So let's just do this. Not my best play for sure. So what I'm gonna do here is also a little bit risky. What I'm basically doing... Yeah. So that's the one thing I didn't exactly want to happen, but, there's no... That's really frustrating. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way you live that, like... Well, they do get... Okay, so, you know. No encore shenanigans. And we will have to see what they have in the back. Frostlass. Scary. I do think I might live a Thunderbolt. But definitely not a Thunderbolt plus a Blizzard. I do have Citrus Berry actually, so hold on. I can maybe live it. No. So, interestingly, I do think that there was a possibility of us winning this if we did live that Blizzard. I don't think it was a very good possibility, but I do think it was a possibility. No. Well, you just have to put them to sleep. No, they're faster, G. No, they're faster. Good game. Yeah, for sure. I would have had to live the Blizzard, go for Tailwind, and then get a Sleep. So that's a lot to ask for, but it's not impossible. Alright, alright. This is definitely a Cook version of my team. So like I was saying, I do think Incin has been falling out of favor quite a lot recently. It just doesn't quite have the same effectivity feel as it used to, I guess I would say. So this looks like a pretty decent lead here. Bring this in the back. It's either, I think, Sneasler or the Shark. I'm leaning towards Sneasler, but I think that Sneasler also has to be very careful. So does Garchomp, and they also have a lot of Levitate Pokemon, so we're gonna see. They actually have a pretty cool team. And I do kind of wonder, like, what would I replace Incin with on this team, you know? Alright, so let's... This play will look a little bit stupid if my opponent, protects, because I could have just clicked Rock Slide. Yeah, I could have clicked Rock Slide. I mean, that's basically all I have to say. You know what I mean? Yep, so like I just said, my play officially looks dumb, which sucks. Flinch me to spare me my shame. That's damage. Yeah, so I could have Rock Slide there, unfortunately. So I could have protected. We're making multiple misplays, technically. Quote unquote, technically. So I could have protected. We'll see if they Volt Switch or something. If they go for Thunderbolt. Which gets great damage. I can bring in my Sneasler. I do think my opponent should have plays. Like, I maybe should have gone for Dire Claw. But Corviknight looks really strong. KO, please. Nice. Alright, so the redirected damage is a pretty big deal here. I would have loved to go for Hydro Pump, but this is fine. Even better, yeah, we get a Para. And you can't knock off a White Herb that's already knocked off. So then we're definitely going to run into some questions here in this ending. Corviknight is strong. GG. Pretty scary stuff. But you could say that I know this matchup a little. I guess, like, you know. Bundles. So we've been kind of just floating around 1700s, which sucks a little because I'd love to, you know, move above the 1700 rank, but it's fine. I think we hit like almost 18 or 19 last season and then we just kind of stopped trying. This is definitely a scary team. I don't hate this lead, actually. I think could be kind of good with Sand Shark. Sandcorn is only so good here, and I think that technically Rotom looks better, kind of. So that's my main concern with using the Tyranitar, but that being said, we'll see. Gotta be quick. Aerodac and Bask. So this is actually the lead that I was afraid of. Unfort. I can go for Tailwind. I can go for Fake Out. And then it gets scary. Because they should... Wave Crash Oko my Sneasel. that also I mean, come on, man. Like, it might have done that anyways, but like, that's a little rude. So I'm making some misplays, but they are staying in, which is good. If they're staying in, they probably have Sash liquidation, right? So I'm making multiple misplays here. I do think, however, that this gets me decently far. Yeah, so that's obvious. I mean, that's just GG's probably. Like, very frustrating way for things to go. Because if you ask me, this Brave Bird probably KOs. Just knowing how much it does to Garchomp, like... Definitely KOs now. Almost. Scary combo. Oh. You have an unnerve Aerodactyl, my guy? Like... We might live this, but maybe not. I mean... It's getting scary. So it's not over technically, like, our opponent has to choose wisely this turn. I would expect them to technically, I need to stop saying technically, I expect them to Rock Slide and just go for the Mega Giga Drain, and then Tailwind next turn, I think would be their best play. If they're not doing that, they should Tailwind and then target Corviknight with Giga Drain, I guess, you know. Yeah, so they do actually rock slide. Live it! Come on, Corviknight. That was your moment. Flinchers in the chat. Flinchers in the chat. Flinchers in the chat. We like flinchers. We like flinchers. Come on. We should only need, yeah, 2 flinchers. I mean, I said 2. Nah. GG's. Oh, man. So, honestly, the unnerved Aerodactyl is really what did it, like, and I can't really say that I had, like, more turns to go after it. It feels like that would be a mischaracterization of what happened. The Garchomp got flinched or something and didn't get off its rock slide, or it missed. I don't know. This is definitely scary looking. Our opponent has Tailwind, they have stopped me from doing stuff, and then Trick Room. They don't look ultra prepared for Ceruledge, so Scareledge. I think that's gonna be my best, like, because I don't really think they're gonna go for Trick Room this game. I would be a little scared if they did, but that's only because I'm bringing Garchomp over Sylveon. So they do go for a type version. And we go plus the rules. Alright. So we shall see. I think we've got a good lead for sure. Even worse for them, they beat us. So in that case, I'm pretty free to just click Bitterblade Water Spout again. And I don't really see how they get around that. Yeah, you have the protect rig. So what we're gonna see here is that if they have the Scarf Typhlosion coming back in, it cannot click a fire move, right? Like, just can't. So... we will go for the Bitter Blade. And the Water Spout, because the Water Spout still guarantees that we actually might not KO them anymore, so potential misplay there. But that is a lot. And then Bitter Blade KOs Typhlosion. So yeah, they go for Psychic. No surprise. I would say we bring out Garchomp. GG. So you can see why this team is good. Our opponent is struggling incredibly hard to counter what I'm doing right now. That's annoying, but... I could lose to Trick Room, or no, I could. This is fun. They can't beat Ceruledge. Yeah, GG's. Can't beat Ceruledge. Can't beat Garchomp. So very strong first game. Really showed what I think Ceruledge brings to the table right now. Like, Ceruledge needs to be incredibly careful versus the Blastoise Farigiraf team, but that's why you just don't lead it, you know? Alright, so this is still scary. Their team is definitely more geared towards beating what I'm doing than some other versions of the team might be, I guess. I'm definitely not feeling good about this one. I guess something I should have thought about is that their only way to click Trick Room is Slowbro, and they don't have a fake out user, right? So like I could have just started Meowscarada. I could have actually started, I think, Meowscarada Garchomp and just clicked knock off Earthquake. So if we lose, it'll probably be because I did that. Slowking City. So still scary for our opponent. This blast, or I mean Dark Pulse, will actually hurt them quite a lot. But I think we need to be like incredibly careful about doing that. Got it. Got it. Loud and clear, buddy. That sucks. Okay. So cool stuff from our opponent for sure. Didn't expect that. Bring out the Bibberblade. I think Bibberblade is definitely kind of the move right now. Yeah, Slow King comes out. Dark Pulse. I feel like I'm getting baited. Like, I feel like this Slow King probably has Protect, and I don't like that. Alright. So that's as good as things could have gone this turn. The crit's a little rude, but I'll take it. Bitter rude. So we kind of have to hope that King Gambit's not in the back, but wouldn't surprise me if it is. Crab. Okay. So the crab comes out. Crab is a little scary. But TBH. Crab does not like quite a bit of things. And they can't quick attack their way out of this. Because what I'm thinking here is, like, their best play is quick attack plus something super effective into... They actually have Mach Punch. Bibberblade. So we always Bitterblade the right slot because Sylveon is scary. And there's not really much they can do. Because Crab is slow. Yeah, so that's really good damage. And... Alright. So that game felt dicey, if I remember correctly. I'm having trouble remembering quite what happened. but it definitely showed the power of the mains with the planes. Alright, Jose. Now this is scary. I think this looks strong, but technically Shark is better. I think Shark is better because if we get in a bad position versus pretty much anything except for Milotic, the Shark is better. Milotic and Serena, I guess. And Dragonite. But I think we have Dragonite covered with Tailwind plus Moonblast plus Triple Axle plus other. So that's fine. A little annoying, a little scary. We'll protect, we'll... take out. So this is a risky fake out for my opponent if they decide to go for it, but I totally understand if they do. Unfortunate. Smart. Alright, so we're definitely getting cooked here. We do match Tailwinds this turn. Yeah, we match Tailwinds and then just go for like Dark Pulse or something. And if they take a KO, that might even be best. So that is scary. And I brought the Shark in the back, which is kind of bad. So I need to think here, like, the main problem is that this is what I have to do technically, right?
So we're getting somewhere. Not somewhere necessarily amazing, but we are getting somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So we definitely have a chance here, but it's looking awkward. They should go for like E-Speed Scald or something. Unfortunate. If we still got the boost on this flower trick, I think we would have a chance. Yeah, like I said. So GG's, very good game, for sure. I do think that Garchomp was probably not the right bring there over... It's hard to say, right? Because, like, we couldn't have brought Sylveon. It would have had to be, like, not even Ceruledge, right? So, like, we would have had to preserve Blastoise better, I think is what it comes down to. So this is a very similar situation to the other game. However, the Floette shakes things up quite heavily. I'm kind of leaning towards Meowscarada as my last. However, Sylveon will be best if they go for a Trick Room. I kind of don't think they should. And I also think that Garchomp could have been better than Meowscarada, possibly. There you go. To me, this is worth it because, like, if they click Wide Guard, I don't really think they're getting the best of the exchange as much as they would like to. Because in that case, I just go for Orsphere Encore next turn. So the fact that they're Mega In does indicate that they're probably gonna go for the Wide Guard. No. So that will suck quite a lot for them. Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty devastating turn one. There's just not much you can do. Like you know. So I guess I'll play another, but could have been a good time to end. Choo choo. This is some swag. This is some choo choo swag. Yeah, I think this is right. Because we have the pressure of the Dark Pulse and the knockoff. So the Meowsker Scotus comes out. And I do think that because we have Instant on the field, we go for this. Yep. So that's fine. Good damage. And alright, so let's go for the water spout and let's just do it again. Cause like, yeah, the Hyper Voice will hurt, but I'd like to call that they're gonna either go for a, yeah, something like that. So I didn't make the right play here. I could have gone for Aura Sphere. Critical hit. Double crit. The rudest of bulls. Didn't they crit my Meowscarada too? I'm pretty sure I remember that. Alright, Mega Audino is coming out for the sauce. I should have switched out Meowscarada this turn for Ceruledge, but we'll see what they do. Good damage. I'm not sure how I would call our position right now as good or bad. Yeah, so that's scary. I wouldn't be surprised if they click. Oh man, very bad. Hopefully they just don't even have a rock move and they're like trying to figure out how do they even hit the Sarah ledge, like. Man. Sadness. They did not come to play. So I'm expecting, yeah, Aurora's to switch. To live. So what is the, like, only way that I could get out of this? I need to think. It would basically be... I thought Aldino changes type, no? Yeah, so I get that. We'd need a crit here. GG's. Cool team. Cool team. Calm Mind Aldino. Choo choo. What you gonna do when they choo choo on you, Mickey? That I can't answer. I got choo chooed on. Sometimes you do the choo choo and sometimes you get choo chooed. You know? Can't do anything about that. Ice Chandelier. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do. Because I need to be able to beat Rotom. Awesome. That is like exactly what I needed to start this. This is where it gets risky. Alright, we got this. It's a big low kick. And then in that case, I think the best thing I can probably do is say okay, so I got that turn wrong, which sucks. Ooh, I got that turn very wrong. That's rude. I don't think they had a way out of it though, unfortunately, because now that I'm switching into a grass type, like, they can't hit me for super effective Moonblast. And yeah, can't hit me for super effective Moonblast. And I still have the Chomp in the back. Like, so it's an uphill battle for sure. I think what they should have done kind of is like protect the Rotom and Moonblast. The only thing that hinges on is if Meowscarada is faster than Wims, which I don't think it is. No. Yeah, so that could have been interesting if I had like a raised speed nature Meowscarada, but this team has been a lot of fun. I have to admit that, you know. I think this is currently like one of my favorite teams that I have. In all seriousness, you know. The Meowscarada set, just because we don't have Protect, feels a little weird sometimes, but like, this team is cooking, man. And sometimes the Sylveon feels like the thing that like could be changed, and then other times it's like, yeah, that's why we have Sylveon. You know what I mean? So it's like fun stuff. I still have the itch to keep playing, but it's 1 in the morning, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's live stream. So let's say woo and